Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we go. Got some tunes. Got some bats. It's a little late. It's not Halloween anymore, but hey, can still draw batty stuff with some trippy music. Hello. All right. Biggest challenge today that I've been struggling with is now that I do mostly analog, I gotta keep my drawing within the camera. So, but yeah, today gonna draw some Absolute Batman. Very inspired right now. Just picked up this thing. I highly recommend picking this up. Absolute Batman Annual #1. This thing is awesome. If you're a Daniel Warren Johnson fan, I will say straight up, no politics talk. I don't care to talk about what people's opinions are, what he's doing in here. A friend of mine was concerned about that too, which I don't care. I don't want to talk about it, and I'll just ignore you if you do, or ban you. But I mostly just like the Daniel. Like the thing I like about this annual is the entire thing is drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson, as you'll see, and James Harren, which are like, it's almost like two generations of similar art. He was like Daniel Warren Johnson's biggest influence, and to have them both do an entire book of Batman together is just, I mean, it's like one of the greatest gifts ever. So this is freaking awesome. I don't want to spoil stories for you or anything. Nothing too deep either, but but there's some great stuff in here. I mean, Daniel Warren Johnson does action better than anybody. Everyone's seen this shot online. It's so good. But I mean, look at the smashing this dude's face. That is freaking hilarious. I love that. He's always got some sort of a suplex in there. He's got that in Transformers. He has it in Do a Powerbomb. He's done it in almost every book he's done. I love it. I haven't finished watching The Moon is or reading The Moon is Following Us, but I bet it's in there somewhere. um, but yeah, I highly recommend checking it out. And yeah, I've been really enjoying Absolute Batman since it started. It's so fun, so cool, and so fresh. But yeah, so I'm gonna draw him today for fun. I did a little sketch digitally beforehand and printed it out, and then I'm just gonna kind of go in and do my sort of noodly doodly drawing I've been doing lately. Like, I did a Arachnid Enforcer yesterday, which was this one, which is Jim Mahfood's sort of bootleg Arachnid character. Let's see. Yeah, I did this thing. This was 11 Rockets fan art the other day. This is some other random shapes. Got this girl. This is gonna be kind of in a framed. Um, this one too. This turned out kind of cool. So yeah, it's just fun to do all this stuff. So yeah, I like to do crazy stuff like this, but I also like drawing comics. So now I'm trying to merge the two worlds. So let's see how it goes today. Could be a disaster. No, I think it'll go pretty well because I also did here. Bear with me. Oh yeah, I gotta finish this little robot guy too. um, but I kind of did it over an Art Adams rough too that I really liked how it turned out, which was this one. So I liked how the style of this turned out. So, but this is also much more solid base than I have in my scribble. I mean, you can't go wrong with Art Adams. No matter who you are, you're gonna look good when you finish drawing over it. So, but yeah, so we'll see. Trying to do more of that with Batman here. But just started drawing today, so I haven't drawn anything. So before I start on Batman, I'm just gonna do a little bit of doodly doo stuff here. Got my Pia Nice Peaniss mountain. Let's see. Oh, no nudity. I don't want to get banned again from Twitch. Yeah, here's some other. I'll just set some life drawing images up for reference and stuff. But yeah, So yeah, just gonna start doing some shapes and noodly stuff to kind of get warmed up, and then dive into Batman here in a few minutes. Where is my? I'm gonna try today too using just this brush. Might be a little too soft, but I love this tip on this, and I've been using this as a secondary for a while. Usually I've been using a Copic, or I have yeah, a Copic multiliner or something similar, felt tip pen. But yeah, let's do this and just kind of draw some randomness here, maybe some weird creatures. This does feel kind of good to draw it though, and it's very just rich and black. I just sometimes don't know if I want too much change in the line thickness when I'm kind of doing this doodling. That's more kind of like a final inking thing. Because I don't want to, I kind of like trying to get into a mental state where I'm only kind of half paying attention to what I'm doing and almost kind of noodling. Like you would be doing if you're in a meeting or something, not really paying attention, drawing swirls on pages. But so I don't want to have too much like line thickness that makes me focus on it too much. But this is actually feeling pretty good though. Give it a shot here. Strange creature here. I saw a boob. It might. It happened that fast on Twitch the other night, dude. Like I was drawing a line. I was actually drawing that image, and I drew the first boob, which was just basically like a U shape with a little circle in the middle, and like my Twitch stream cut off like immediately. I was like, God damn, man. I went on to draw the rest of her naked too, and I was already kicked for that though. So, by the way, Mark, I think you recommended the Peter Draws channel to me, right? A couple nights ago on YouTube. I think that was you, right? That channel is awesome. I love it. I actually feel a little bit revealed because it's very similar to stuff I've been doing too with the doodling. And I'm like, oh my God, this is exact his it's like a it's like he's a character that got pulled out of my brain and made reality. And yeah, it was cool. Dude, I'm so into it. Check this out. I already ordered his book and it got delivered already in Comprehendium, and it is awesome, dude. I mean, there's so much to every time I start drawing, I'll just do a quick flip through to see his stuff, and here, God, look at that stuff. He's like where hopefully I'll be in like 8 years or something. But he's like half my age, dude. Well, he's in his 30s, so. But yeah, yeah, he's an interesting personality too. But I love it. I think it's partly why he's popular. He's entertaining to listen to. But yeah, it's trippy. I love this weirdness. And God, look how thick this book is too. I mean, it's literally a textbook, and it's. I think he printed it in like college textbook size. Yeah, it just came out last week actually. You can get it on Amazon, or you can order one from him for a little more, and it comes with a sketch. But he hadn't announced the sketches on sketch versions before I ordered it on Amazon. So, but yeah, it's really nice and dense. It's actually real thin pages to print a lot, but it doesn't really show through it all. The art on the other sides, you can barely see it. But it's like 500 pages, so it's dense, which is cool. And he has some autobiographical stuff and write-ups, and it's just kind of like a time capsule of his progression and stuff, things he's tried. But yeah, I recommend it. I think it was like 25, $30. Cool. All right, cool, man. But yeah, check it out. And thanks again for that recommendation. It's really cool stuff. All right, back to warming up here. Some weird monsterish dude here, kind of deformed. Right. Let's give him a big ol' kind of a cauliflower ear, but like huge and poofy. That could be from the Toxic Avenger, maybe. Which I watched that movie, the new one with Peter Dinklage that came out. Just got released theatrically this year. I think it originally was released to festivals in 2023, but yeah, you can rent it and stuff now. It's pretty interesting. I mean, they definitely tried to lean into this sort of campy, schlocky sort of Tromaville style, but it comes off as weird because um, it's got a big cast of amazing actors. I mean, there's, Kevin Bacon and Peter Dinklage alone, and oh, what's his name? Guy that played Frodo. He's it's like all these big actors, and they're playing these really goofy parts. It's almost kind of throws you a little bit from it all, but almost would have been better with all kind of new actors or no names maybe. But I don't know. It's still fun. I enjoyed it. Peter Dinklage is a great um Toxic Avenger. Actually, I wasn't sure how it would work since he's so small, and like the original Toxic Avenger was like a kind of a big, tall, brooding like beast of a dude. So he was like scary then, and then now you for this guy who's like half your height, but just weird looking. But he actually it does really well. I actually really like it. So I would be kind of cool if they did another one. Just it's so fun, just goofy. But yeah, check it out if you guys think of it. I gotta go back and watch the original now. I haven't watched it since I was a kid. So, yeah, just started. I'm only about 5 minutes in. I'm doing a little warm up before I draw Batman. So welcome. What's up, dude? Or ma'am or dude? Not sure. Want to make assumptions, but yeah, this is a little sketch I'm gonna do of Batman in a bit. I just wanted to warm up a bit, get the pen moving, so I don't make a total ass of myself on stream. I'm just gonna make this a head, disintegrated into a blob, maybe. I usually, yeah, like I said, I usually use a thicker, a thinner felt tip pen without pressure, thickness, sensitivity. So this makes me draw a thicker line. It'll be interesting to see how it works on a full piece. Hopefully, I like it okay. Makes it easier to get some nice rendering in like this stuff, and to fill in dark areas. So go right in there. Big old bubble here. This bubble popped. Some bubble of pus, which is disgusting. This little pile of grime made a little flower grow out of it, maybe. Some thorns, little evil rose you can give to your undead girlfriend. There we go. He wants to eat it, I think. Oh, I can kind of see what he means. If you think about, I would so what I've been doing is a sort of new sort of state of mind when I'm drawing, when I'm doodling, and it's almost like a half paying attention state of mind while I'm drawing. And if you look up people like Mobius and some other artists stuff used to do a thing they call it now automatic drawing. If you kind of Google that, there's some videos talking about it, and mine have a little more purpose, like, but a lot of time they'll do it as warm-ups or just when they're mindlessly doodling, like talking on the phone and someone's like got a little post-it note and they're just drawing swirls on it, or making dashed lines or something, just mindless sort of marks and movements. um and that's kind of the mindset you want to get in while you're drawing, and so you're half paying attention while you're drawing, and but also just slow way down and just relax and don't worry about getting it right. And if like you're drawing something like, this can come out of it, say you're drawing an arm or something, maybe there's a goopy arm that comes out of the ground here, but you don't have to worry about the arm being right. What you can do is just draw, almost abstract is better. But the thing is just keep going and keep going to slow and just make marks and shapes out of it. And sometimes it might turn out better, instead of sort of giving up or bailing or getting frustrated, just kind of use it. If you make a mistake and it ruins it, just take a different direction and have a different purpose for the final image, and it might keep you going. Like, here this could be the forearm going down into the upper arm going down into forearm, but it doesn't really look like it. I'm just drawing lines, get a little goopy elbow, but then have it go into a forearm. But proportions don't have to be perfect either. Just have it a little skinny forearm here. And you could have sometimes I'll have reference or life drawing open in front of me while I do it, but I'll only follow it loosely. And then I think that's the way to kind of get happy accidents, because it's not like it's an accident that fit your style perfectly. It's more like you kind of find a way that you can use your accidents to your advantage. Um, and I think doing that helps you relax a little bit more, so that when you do make accidents, they do kind of fit in a little better, because it's almost like a laissez-faire attitude, throwing caution to the wind, you don't care, so there's a certain confidence to the line too that'll make it blend better. But yeah, this is just a random hand coming out of the ground. What does this even mean? It doesn't even connect anything, but you know, these might not be perfect anatomy, but who cares? If it's not good anatomy, then just draw some weird bones sticking out of it like this, and add some randomness. And even if the whole arm is screwed up and it's just not fitting the picture, then just start, kind of making shapes. You can kind of come off to the side and then just, you can kind of copy this to start, and eventually you sort of find your own sort of doodle that feels natural, and it almost becomes like art therapy, like meditation is kind of the goal you're going for. Just mindless marks to sort of meditate, and your mind's just kind of subconsciously letting it flow. And that way you can do this, it doesn't have to have a whole lot of purpose. You're just kind of filling a page with kind of your raw emotion, I guess, your subconscious. And, like here, even if you slip and you're like, oh, I made a big old mark like that. Well, hey, let's just roll it back and some bubbles in there. You can draw another line in there, loop around here. There's no actual train wrecks that'll destroy your art this way. It just guides you in a new way every few marks. Every time you make a mistake, it just makes a new direction. And these are just like swirls and loops, and you could just start making boxes like this, just a couple lines and just keep it going up. And then you have this here. Kind of put some loops here and maybe even fill it in with some black here. I don't even know where these are coming from, but it doesn't matter. And your lines don't have to be perfect and clean or anything, you can just But you know, just if you do screw something up too, you know, and you don't like it, don't bail on the drawing quite yet, you know. Maybe just stop, smoke a bowl or something, I don't know. Or just, you know, kind of breathe and try to relax and just slow down even more and then just kind of start. And, you know, if you don't like it, then come back in. You could maybe even turn the page upside down like this or something and continue this and be like, all right, well, I'm going to start from there and I'm just going to, you know, go here and make a circle. Now I got that circle, make another one inside. Maybe put some loops around it here. Do a little curve following the circle, just nice and slow. Here, you know. Just like that. You can put a little dot in there. Some dots around here. Let's see. Maybe connect to this area here. And I like these little boxes, so I'll make them pop by putting in some black there. And once you have, like, you know, checker boxes or swirls like this, they kind of start making stuff pop and look kind of cool too, because now you have those pieces. And you know, if you look away, it's kind of cool. You know, if you zoom out, yeah, yeah, I would say give it a try too. And actually, I kind of figured this out from he's a mentor, but also a friend now. We've kept in touch over the last like 20 years since I first met him. His name's John Mahoney. He's a teacher at Cal Arts and Art Center and also Noone where I went. He's really good. He used to be a designer at Disney, but his stuff is very original now. And he has a course called Professional Doodling, which, you know, if you look for John Mahoney on YouTube, I think he has a live demo. He just recently did a live talk about it, and then it has a link to sign up. But if you're interested in that, you know, or doing this stuff, I would definitely recommend his little course for it. And he kind of just talks about getting in this mindset and doodling, and he kind of just talks about himself while he's doing it. Because once you get this going, you know, kind of like this live stream does, but you could just I've done it with him a couple of times where we'll just get on a Zoom call together and we'll both have a piece of paper out and we'll just start just kind of catching up, chatting and stuff, but we're doodling at the same time, but we're not really paying attention. And this is the kind of stuff that comes out of it. And then when we're done, we're like, hey, look how this turned out, you know. And he'll kind of teach it in his in-person classes, and he'll kind of walk around and be like, he'll stop people. It's like, you're thinking, um, you know, stop thinking. You're concentrating too much on it. So, oh, by the way, what's up, Rob? I thought that was Kazaki that asked that, but that was you. Um, yeah, sorry the live stream didn't happen today, but I could have just drawn something different. I also want to draw the bomb devil from Chainsaw Man, but another time then, I guess. Um, but I bet you could do this, Rob, if you could, you know, because you sort of have a flow to your drawing anyway. You can just jump on every day and just keep going. You keep drawing. You don't have hang-ups, you know? Like your mind kind of works that way, which it's one of the things I like about watching your stuff. Um, you know, this is a way of me overcoming nights where I sit down to draw and I just get all too much in my head and I can't draw anymore and my stuff is just getting stiffer and stiffer. So this has kind of helped me free myself and get loose again, and it's been feeling good. And I actually enjoy the drawing again, you know, which obviously you enjoy the drawing when you're streaming. And I was finding, like, on my punish pages, I was putting so much pressure on myself, I just wasn't even enjoying it anymore. I was like, this is supposed to be fun, man. So, but that's not the case anymore. I've been having a great time just drawing every night. So much stuff. Yeah, yeah. It sounded like he had stuff with the mother-in-law going on that would make it difficult anyway. So, um, I mean, if you were gonna draw, you could still jump in here if you wanted. I kind of just thought we were bailing, so I just went ahead and streamed anyway for an hour or two. Um, but yeah, we'll just do different characters another night. I don't know if you've seen the Bomb Devil from Chainsaw Man, but it's a really cool looking character. Let's see. I'm not going to go too much longer on this. I want to get started on the Batman. Get up this arm here. Oh, it'd be the same way as before. I just send you a link and it would add you to it. It's actually the same one. Let me see if you want. I can. Let me grab it. I'll send it to you real quick here. It's the same one where I send you that link and it brings you to their web page, and you just have to use that link and turn on your camera for StreamYard. Let's see. Yeah, no pressure either. Just if you want to, it'll just show up, and I'll know you're there. Let's see where. One second, just getting you up on Instagram here. Yeah, it's the same thing. You'll be able to just stream on your channel and join mine, and I'll just add you here when you show up. This guy's kind of fun. I like this. I like this pen for drawing. It gives me a different line. Like I did this last night, this Spider-Man, but like the lines are different, you know? Like the types of lines I'm putting in are different. So not sure. These look a little more sloppy though too, but that might work for Absolute Batman. Kind of looser. Oops, put the wrong thing away. You're drawing already. Oh, cool. Are you already streaming? I don't know if I can add you if you already started streaming. So, oh, hey, there you are. All right, one sec. Let me mute this music too if we're both going to be in here. There we go. Let's see how this works. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Let's see. I think we do this. There we go. Sweet.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got mine
welcome.
mirrored. My image is flipped. Shoot.
Oh, okay. Is that on my end or yours?
Let's see. I wonder if I can edit this while I'm...
Yeah, it might be under your camera settings. It won't let me do it for you.
Yeah, so. Let me...
What's up? This is Robert Norton, everyone.
Okay.
Know who he is by
hey,
now.
what do you know? I figured it out.
Sweet. Cool. Is this still... No, this isn't that back cover piece you were doing. This is
something no. Else. So, I just... Kind of like you were saying, I was listening to you talk about how you were doing your punish stuff and feel like it was getting stiff, and so you wanted something just kind of sit down and, for lack of a better term, mindlessly just draw and just let it happen.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same thing, but in the same sort of kind of mindset is I'll sit down and I'll want to draw, but I don't have anything like stuff I should be working on, but I have to put in some thought into it. And I just want to sit down and draw. So what I ended up doing is I'll go and dig up ancient drawings that I've done. Like this one I did in 2008. And I just basically light boxed it because I did really heavy handing inking, and it's just kind of a mess, but these are like old characters I'll never use. But I just light boxed it to kind of give it a more current spin with my drawing, and it just lets me kind of redraw something. I didn't have to think. I just taped these pages together, got out the light box, started tracing, and I can start inking, and I don't have to think about it.
Yeah. And that's cool. My friend who showed it to me too, he does something similar to that too. Like he'll have one and he wasn't liking how it's going, so he'll just put a piece of paper over it and sort of draw it again, like a double doodle, you know, and he'll just freestyle over it like that.
Yeah. And I'm not worried about this. I'm not stressing myself to make it look good because it's just a redo of an ancient drawing. And I'm just like, I just, like I said, I just want to sit down and draw. So just lets me sit down and just go.
Yeah, and you draw so much that you sort of have a natural flow to your pen and your line and like that. So yeah, it's kind of like you're doing what I'm doing, but that's just
Yeah.
your doodle that you've worked out now, you know.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be so precise on like clean inking and lines and rendering and stuff. I was like, I need to break that, you know, like
Yeah.
so
I think the stuff you're doing looks really cool. Like you've got that one that's like I think you've used it as like a thumbnail for a couple of things. I think it's a combination of drawings that you did and then you colored them, and
oh yeah, like those sci-fi guys.
yeah, it
Yeah, those
looks
guys are cool.
really cool. It's got that loose kind of gestural kind of feel, and yeah, you're not focusing hyper on like anatomical accuracy, but it looks perfect the way it is. It's got this interesting odd vibe that you just don't get by being hyper precise.
Yeah. That was cool. I kind of was just making doodle shapes for a couple hours with that, and then I opened up some. There's a Calum Watt, I think is his name, Calum Watts. He's a kind of a. He had a whole bunch of designs he did for the that Pixar movie based on the space guy. What's it called? Sorry, I'm looking for my pen while we're talking. I lost my
The
Copic marker.
Buzz
You
Lightyear.
yeah, the Lightyear movie. He did a whole bunch of designs for that of all these characters that don't even show up in the movie, and they're so amazing. And so I just had those open while I was doodling, and it like get you on that my brain going, and where I just drew those guys, and I was like, wow, this stuff's cool. So it just kind of flowed out.
Yeah, they
But
look great. It makes me, and like there's a style there that you got going on that I'm like, I don't know if I can do that, but
yeah. Well, that's
I
kind
should.
of what I liked about it too, though, is it kind of makes you just doodle mindlessly, and which makes it more raw towards your style, you know, instead of
Sure.
trying to look like someone else helps your style come out. Oh well, I can't find it. I'll just use these. Um, but yeah, so because yeah, I was also feeling like Punish didn't have enough of my style in it too, even though it might have been drawn well and stuff, and I wasn't. It's not like I'm not happy with it, but yeah, I felt like I was just. It was hard to make decisions because it feels like I didn't know how to decide something because it wasn't my idea, you know. I was like trying to decide what someone else would do. So, if that
Right.
makes sense. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. All right. But yeah, I got these pens, these Stabilo. They're like a felt tip, but they're really nice line and they flow great. I mean, they don't have line thickness in them, but they're super cheap and I like them. I've been using them a lot.
That tends to be my default. Is I have a series of like basically cheap, like they're archival ink, like they're not like Sharpies or something like that, but they're also not
Yeah.
high quality, quote unquote, art supplies, but they last a little while and I can get a nice kind of line out of them. And then when they die, I'm not too upset about it. And I just go buy another pack of them. Um,
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Same with
ability to
these. Yeah.
my ability to care for my art tools is like I couldn't bring myself to buy a very expensive brush because I know I
Yeah.
wouldn't clean it and take care of it, and I'd spend all that money and I'd ruin it. So I just
Yeah.
buy cheap garbage, and that's
Yeah.
not something I'm proud of, but it's just how it is.
No, I'm the same. I mean, like, you know, I used this as Chuck and I learned about all those tools and, you know, like all the Winsor Newton brushes and everything too. And I always hated like worrying about getting the right supplies, maintaining them, keeping them in good condition. And it would just make me not even enjoy the drawing. And that's kind of why I switched to digital a lot of the
Sure.
time as over the years. So when you know, getting back into it, I didn't want to get back into that, you know. So
Yeah.
I wanted to avoid that, but still use analog tools.
I bought years ago, I think it was a Repeatiograph,
Yeah.
um,
Oh man, those are
a
difficult.
pen where you fill up the little container and then has this really fine tip. I was trying to get some like Travis Charest, um, Wildcats, X-Men art, like super thin lines.
Yeah.
And I'd heard people talk about these Repeatiographs, but it said like you every time you get done using it, you need to disassemble it and clean out the tip. And it was like multiple parts. You have to take the end out and then take the ink tip off and then unscrew all these little tiny little parts to clean it out. I'm like, this sucks.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. They have these little like sonic cleaners for it too. I used to use it when I was in
Oh,
school that had them. You didn't have to do that, but yeah, I would like really clean them out because they get clogged so easy. Yeah, those things were annoying.
yeah. So
But yeah,
I'm
I
like,
think Travis
no.
Charest used those a lot too, right? On that stuff.
I assume so. He had such a fine line on that book. Like, I remember when it came out, I just could not understand. Like,
Yeah,
I'd been drawing for a long time when that came out, but I'm like, I don't understand how anyone can get this. How does someone do this?
yeah,
What tool do you use to get that line? It's
yeah,
insane. And I was in a constant search for that.
yeah, yeah. What's up, D-Man? Yeah, I actually learned about rapidographs when I was in high school because I was half of my day I would go over to this vocational school where I was learning like graphic design stuff. And they teach me how to do like real typesetting and stuff. It was like Photoshop was still only on Mac and it was only in black and white and stuff. It was kind of crazy aging myself, um but we had to use rapidographs to do like lettering and stuff, like traditional lettering and stuff. And it was the same thing. We used, they were like the school's ones, so we had to do so much work to make sure they were cleaned out every day. And oh, it was such
Right.
a pain. And they're so expensive. And yeah, they had one of those sonic cleaners we put it into, which was nice. But still, just taking it apart and putting it in there and putting it back was just like ugh. But yeah, so that then I kind of recognize those when people like Chevrolet were maybe using them, but I was like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, so that was another art tool that I got that I thought would level up my game, and I just abandoned immediately. I'm like,
Yeah.
this. Uh,
All right. Ooh. Yeah, I think I can go for maybe like it's like 3:22. Yeah, I can go maybe about an hour more, and then I'll have to hop out.
yeah.
Good. But yeah, man, I am so stoked about that. The Absolute Batman, just the art, man. Like a whole issue by Daniel Warren Johnson. It's like, whoa. And then James Harren did the second half, which is like Daniel Warren Johnson's biggest influence.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, and he's. Do you know James Harren stuff real
I
well?
don't. The name doesn't instantly make me think of someone that I know, so I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
his stuff's really cool too, and so has that.
Well, you know what's awesome is through my channel, I've got a couple of people, especially this one dude. Um, he just keeps sending me shit.
Yeah,
He's like, "Do you have this?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "I'm sending it to you." I'm like,
sweet.
I mean, like, you don't have to, my dude. He's like, no, I got you. I said, one of these days I'm going to be able to do something nice for you. He's like, dude, I love your content. But
Yeah.
he sent me um, the Absolute Batman. I got like the collection of, I guess, the first storyline, the first 6 issues. So I just
Oh, the
got it
trade.
like
Cool.
a couple of days ago. So I'm going to give it a read and give it a talk
Yeah.
because I've heard a lot of conversation about it online about how good it is.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
so you haven't seen any of it yet?
I have not read any of it. I've seen the art
Yeah.
and a lot of people talking about how much they love it, and so I'm curious
Yeah, I think
for
you're in for a treat,
sure.
man. It's a really cool spin on Batman. I like the character a lot. Not just the art. The character's cool.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to give it a look and see if the hype, is something that falls into my sensibilities in terms of I'm sure it's good. Like even if I dislike it, I can see something and go, I can see that this is good. I just don't personally like it. Now I'm not saying that's the
Yeah.
case with that, but at all because I haven't even read it. I've just kind of flipped through it. But I'm excited to give it a read and see
Yeah.
what it's like.
I'm trying to see if I can make this chat smaller because it's over your art.
Oh, no one wants to see my crap anyway.
That's the whole point, though. Let's see. Tall. Let's see. Medium. Wish I could customize it more. Let's see here.
What's funny is on the StreamYard thing on my end, I can never
Yeah.
see. I can never see the comments unless I go in and specifically hit a button to see it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it covers up the visual and it just puts the comments up. So I don't even pay attention. I'm like, whatever. When we're here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On my own on YouTube, it's different.
Let's see if I can. I'm actually gonna see if I can bring this over. There we go. I can shrink the whole page so that both our windows get cropped a little bit, but then it'll be both out of the way. Okay, there we go. This works. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it put it back. Dang it. Save and then it put it back. Okay. Save. Fine. Yeah, we want to do it. Bring it. Let's see. I'll try here. And that'll work. Let's see here. Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, I'm not worried about it. Like, I appreciate what you're kind of thinking of, but it doesn't hurt my feelings. So, I mean, if it's too much of a pain in the ass, don't.
No, it's working now, so we got.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
If I'm watching you draw, I don't want to see words in front of it.
Yeah.
All right, so. Up on this
But yeah, that same guy that sent me the Absolute Batman, he sent me like about 2 months behind on. He sent me another book. I can't remember the name of it, but it's drawn by Lee Bermejo. It's some giant, thick, like different book, some other story that he's done. It's not like a Marvel or a DC property. It's like an independent thing from a couple of years ago.
Okay.
It had to set him back a few bucks. And I'm like, I promise I'll get it on the channel, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and like read the whole thing. And so I feel bad. I'm constantly telling like, I'm sorry, man, I will do it. I have to kind of get in the right mindset to want to sit down and like absorb a giant new piece of work.
Yeah. Well, he must know that too now that he's sent you stuff multiple times and you can't always get to it. So he probably knows that going in and sending it.
He's cool about it, but the more time that passes, the worse I feel. I'm like, I fucking suck. He's just a huge fan of Lee Bermejo's stuff, and it's obviously really good. He's kind of almost like an Alex Ross in a way. It's so painterly and so realistic and good, if that's the kind of thing you're into.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm
trying to remember his. I know that name real well, but I can't picture books in my head. So.
He started at Wildstorm, as far as I know, or at least that's where I first heard his name. He did the Batman Deathblow crossover, and then he did this this Batman series that I covered on the channel, because that same guy sent me all these Batman books where Batman was basically dead, and you don't find that out. It's like his spirit was running around trying to avenge. It was crazy. Hold on. I'm going to step in the other room and go grab this book. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Yep. I got it in my kitchen.
Cool. Hey, D-Man. Yeah, I drawn Absolute Batman today. I liked the art and the annual so much. I've been wanting to draw him for a while, so do it here, see how it goes.
Okay, here we go. The Vicious Circle, a Vicious Circle.
Huh.
But like.
Oh wait, he did that one Batman book that I think I grabbed a Italian copy of to see the art. It looked all painterly. I think I just got his book. It's like a really dark. Or no, that wasn't Lee Bermejo though. Anyway, yeah. Cool. Oh, so yeah, this is really realistic stuff.
Yeah, very hyper realistic. But what's crazy about this book is there's some time travel elements to it. or maybe
Yeah.
even dimension hopping. So he's in this one era and it's black and white, very realistic. But then you get going into it and some time travel, dimension hopping stuff happens. And then the art changes to this more flat color, almost traditional comic. Like
Oh
now
wow.
he's in another universe, the art changes to this different art
Yeah.
style.
That looks cool.
It's really like an interesting kind of concept.
Yeah.
Um, then he
It almost
travels, he's
looks like
back
he
in time,
does.
and there's dinosaurs.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It almost looks like he does that thing where you can use pencil and then you use those little smearing pen like paper
Yeah.
things, and but it takes so long. I'm just like, my God, how long is he working on these
I
pages?
don't know how he does his work. I thought it was digital for a long time, but I'm pretty certain
Yeah.
it's not. I'm pretty sure he's all traditional, but like there, like you can like I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but you can see like these little like
Oh yeah.
imperfections in the skin on the nose, like these little
Yeah,
spots
that
and dots, like
texture.
everyone has when you get up real close.
He's freaking stippling or
Yeah,
whatever. It's
something.
like,
So
the fuck, man? Got 50 more pages to go.
yeah, but
I
yeah,
actually did back in the day. I did a Green Lantern a submission kit that was like 4 pages, I think, where I drew the whole thing with that pencil smearing style, and I
oh
thought it
yeah,
looked really cool. And I brought it to show, but while I was showing it too, I was kind of like, "Man, please don't like this because I don't think I can handle doing a whole issue like this, or even another 4 or 5 pages." It sucked.
he's like, I put a lot of effort into this. Please
Yeah,
don't ask me to draw it.
yeah, exactly. I did it once. I'm done. Just print this. Excuse me. Yeah, so I just been doing that kind of doodling stuff, and want to try to figure out a way to, you know, merge it back into the comic stuff. So that's kind of this. I did it with that Spider-Man last night. I thought it turned out pretty cool. This one, I didn't post. I
Oh
posted a
yeah,
story of it, but yeah, it turned out
I
kind of
just
cool.
saw that just barely on. It's like the for the announcing you're going to do your live stream, and I saw that. I
Yeah,
didn't honestly like pay attention to like that it's a Spider-Man. I was just like,
yeah.
what a
It's only
wild
half
drawing.
Spider-Man. Yeah. It's Jim Mahfood. You know, he did a Savage Street Vigilante last year, which was like that bootleg Batman comic he did.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of doing one a year now and doing a Kickstarter for it. And they make, he makes like, I think he makes like he made like $75,000 on it or something. He made good money.
Jeez.
It sells really well, and they're really cool books. I've gotten both. Well, I haven't gotten the new one because it just ended, but I got the Savage Street Vigilante one last year, and it was really good.
That's awesome.
And his whole book is sort of drawn in that style with his, it's a comic, but he also has that sort of freeform doodling style he does with all his stuff too, and it kind of has a good blend of both. So
Right.
it's kind of what I want to do. And I sent this to him last night actually, and he loved it. So hopefully he'll show it on the next Ink Pulp Live. He tends to show a lot of the Arachnid Enforcer fan art he gets. So yeah, it's the Arachnid Enforcer. It's like his bootleg Spider-Man one he's doing. It looks pretty fun.
That'd be awesome. Just get somebody with an audience to kind of put your stuff out there visually. Couldn't hurt.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'd
yeah,
take it.
yeah. And they're big on promoting indie people too. So they'll like mention your Instagram and everything. So I did it for Savage Street Vigilante too. When I flew to Japan, I drew a version of that dude on my iPad there, and I sent it to him, and they showed it on the stream as well. So
Awesome.
that was pretty cool. I didn't become a huge star from it though,
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Isn't that how this goes?
Yeah. D-Man's on my chat. He's like, Rob, I want to send you a comic, so he might be sending you stuff too.
Oh.
Let's see here. Now everyone's going to start sending you stuff. You're going to have all these obligations. It's going to ruin the channel.
It has kind of become a lot.
Yeah.
I've even like I ran across a book, 3 books that this guy sent me, and I completely forgot about them. And it's been like 3 months. I
Yeah.
just completely spaced it. I sat them aside and then I piled some other stuff on top of it. And then I'm not even sure what his Instagram handle was when he hit me up. So I went digging through it to see if I could find the guy's name to kind of apologize.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting to him, I promise. I couldn't find it. So I'm not even sure who the hell it is.
Oh shoot.
I'm like, oh, he probably thinks I'm a big piece of shit, which, you know, it's not entirely inaccurate. But
Yeah. Agreed.
I'll just have to put it up and just be like, I'm sorry, I meant to get to this. But
It'll be a nice surprise later.
right, hopefully.
Good. This Batman is so thick and ripped too. It's a trip. Yeah, the character is interesting. This isn't like a big spoiler or anything before you read it, but he's like a young kind of kid who's like a kind of boxer build. He's not like a pro boxer or anything, but he's done boxing and he's just kind of rough, kind of street kid like that. And he's a mechanic. He doesn't have a lot of money and stuff. He's just kind of smart and like fighting crime and stuff. And so he doesn't have any money or anything either. He just kind of has his own sort of thing he's been building up over time. And he's a mechanic, so he has access to tools to like customize stuff and build things.
Yeah, I read that
Vehicles.
the premise was like, what would Batman be like if he didn't have the money and all that stuff? I'm like, all right, that's yeah, all right.
Yeah, in this case, his dad didn't get shot in an alley. He actually got killed saving him and his class at a school shooting at a zoo.
Oh shit.
So it's been kind of modernized a bit. Which is
And who's writing it? Who's the writer?
Dan Dan Mora, is that his name?
Okay.
He's been writing it. No, sorry, Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder's been doing it.
Oh, okay.
Created
Oh, right.
the whole Absolute universe, yeah. Yeah, I was a little nervous going in because like Scott Snyder, I think has cool ideas and stuff, and I really like a lot of the stuff he's come up with. But in reading his Batman stuff he did with Capullo,
Right.
like it really was like a heavy read sometimes. Like, it's like cut back on the words, and it's like too much dialogue and explaining and stuff sometimes. I'm like, dude. Because his stories get really involved. But he did come up with like the whole Court of Owls, which is like one of the coolest, like legendary villains of Batman ever. Like, when was the last time someone came up with a new villain for Batman that stuck like that?
Right.
Which I wish more people would do. I'm so tired of seeing more. And even this stuff is like they're revamping Bane. Lizard Guy. Catwoman. Like sure Joker will be coming eventually, but I'm just so tired of those, It's like create some new villains, man. I don't need yet another freaking version of Riddler or something,
I think I gotta say it's a hard thing, I would imagine. Like, I get conceptually, like, make something new, but it's so hard to match the awesomeness of some of the existing stuff. It's like I was kind of looking at the current state of X-Men, and I'm like, nothing that I see interests me in the slightest. And I can see
Yeah.
all these writers like creating new stories and new characters and new designs, everything like they did when they introduced like Wolverine and Nightcrawler and Colossus back in the day, in that kind of classic, revamp of the X-Men, and it made them hyper popular. And I can see creators, writers trying to like, let's do the same thing. Let's move on from the past, the future. It's there. But then they try it, and then it's like, it seems to me like pretty rare for it to connect and people to really go, that's awesome, I like it. And most of the time, and I'm guilty of this, I'm like, can I just see the cool shit that used to exist?
Yeah.
Like, this new stuff sucks, but
I don't think they do a good job of introducing people to them too, though. Like, I've tried some of the new, like, Age of Apocalypse or Age of Ascension stuff they're doing too, and they don't explain who even all these characters are or what happened to them before, and you have no idea. Like you'll go in on issue 1 and you still have no idea what's going on or why they're
Right.
there. But also, I sort of wonder too if it's like a thing of like, they're saving their load, they're saving their wad for themselves. So it's being like, they don't want to create new stuff for DC because then DC is going to be an asshole and like own it and like barely give them credit, and then you came up with that cool idea for Batman villain, and now you have no ownership of it, and then you
Right.
get kicked off the book, and then you got nothing. It's like, no, I'm going to save all my original characters and ideas for me. I'll just revamp Joker again for them.
Yeah, I get that. Is that still a case of like, because you'd think that like creators' rights and the vocal kind of wider audience would be screaming at these big companies like, why are you not giving compensation and credit to the people who make the new stuff? Like, Liefeld's got that like lifelong Deadpool deal.
Yeah. I don't know for sure. I don't remember if it was from his podcast or what, but I don't think they offer deals like that anymore either, though, for creators. I think he got that, but since then they've sort of done away with those deals.
They're like, this sucks. We have to keep paying this guy, and we don't even like him
Yeah,
sometimes.
basically, yeah. And it's just like, you assholes, that's why you got such good material, man.
Right. Like, you don't have to like the creator. You just have to have a character that people like and it sells.
Yeah. It's like, oh, boo-hoo, you have to keep paying the creator when you make $1 billion. You have to give him a few million. It's like,
Yeah, you have to keep paying the guy who made the thing. Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
So, because that's kind of how I'd probably feel too when I think about it. I'm like, oh man, I would have some great ideas for X-Men. I go in there and I'm like, wait a second, I could just do my own knockoff team and put this guy in. It'd be just as cool. And then I fucking get all the money for it, and I can do whatever I want with it forever. Yeah,
Right. I would like to think that if I went into an X-Men thing and I could create something new and it works, even if I don't get kind of the compensation I should be due, I would like to think that the name recognition means I can then go off and create my own thing, because now I've got a built-in audience, and then go live off of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. They want the Marvel for the promotion and the getting seen, and then they'll do their own original ideas.
Yeah.
And plus, if I was writing for that, I think I'd do something like they used to do in the old Justice League Unlimited cartoon, or even like Liefeld does, but better. But just like picking obscure characters and fleshing them out more. That's fun.
For years, I've had this idea of like, what character I would like to go grab and bring back and do something with, which I don't think they've ever done. Did you ever read those issues of classic X-Men? Not the actual issues in their original, but when they were reprinting them?
I think I read some, like they would have like the border of all the characters drawn with the art in the middle or something like that.
God, I've got them actually sitting right here next to me. Yeah, they had like new covers and were just reprinting old stories. And that's how I got to read like the Dark Phoenix saga and the Proteus saga and things like that. But then they would have new stories in the back. And like several of them were like by John Bolton, making new content that was often connected to the story that was originally printed. But in the back of one of those was one of the first things, and maybe the first time Jim Lee ever drew the X-Men.
Oh, wow. That'd be pretty cool.
I've got it sitting right here. But there was this villain that the characters ran into, and I'm fairly certain they've never done anything with the guy again. And it's not that the character was like super interesting. It was more of, it was an obstacle for the characters to have to overcome there. So it, had characterization for the X-Men, not so much the villain. But yeah, I got it right here. But I'm like, no one's ever brought this character back up again. Let me pull it out right here. This issue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna zoom my camera in a little closer. Love this cover, by the way. But in the back of it, Gosh, this stuff is so cool. But yeah, it starts out. It's Storm. Does this look familiar to you at all?
Not really. Well, I don't know. That picture does sort of, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's let's see, Jim Lee with Joe Rubenstein inking. But
Maybe
basically
not, because
Storm's out just enjoying a beautiful day. She's flying, she lands, and then there's this guy in an alleyway with some like energy, Kirby crackle coming out of his eye. He's like,
oh
she
yeah,
can
I've never
fly.
seen
She's a
this.
mutant.
Yeah.
She's like me. Maybe she can help me. Okay, great. So he goes up to her and tries to interact with her, and she's instantly kind of disgusted with like this creepy looking kind of homeless looking guy, and she doesn't say anything, but her inner thoughts are like, oh, he's so annoying, why doesn't he go away? And so she just walks away from him, and so he gets pissed off. He's like, why are you ignoring me? And then there's some like rich uppity looking douchebag slams the guy in the chest and tells him to get away from the nice lady. And
Is that
so
Doctor
she's like,
Strange? It
oh,
looks like.
yeah, yeah. And so she's like, thank you, sir. You're so kind of you. It's very gallant of you. So the guy, he's
Oh
like,
man, that
oh, she's
iconic
flirting
early
with
Jim
him.
Lee lighting face. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
that's classic right there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the guy's like, oh, he's slick, he's rich, he's handsome. You're smiling here. You won't help me. You're just as prejudiced as the rest. So Storm walks off. Then you get back with the X-Men. It's Storm, Colossus, and Wolverine. And Wolverine's betting Colossus that I bet you can't pull that tree out of the ground, but Colossus does. And so, they're testing their powers, blah, blah, blah. And so Wolverine's like, all right, I lost the bet. Let me get a chance at winning that case of beer back, because it was a bet, he's betting beer. And Colossus ripped the tree out. So Wolverine's like, all right, I say that I can turn this log into firewood in 30 seconds. And they're like, all right, you're on. So they're chopping up the tree, and then the car behind them explodes, and they look, and it's this douchebag guy. Well, he's not a douchebag, but he's a douchebag. Now he's a bad
Yeah.
guy. He's got like hyper laser powers. He can shoot.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And so Storm's like, it's the guy that followed him, or that I saw in town. So he shows up and he says, all right, one of your buddies has to die. You get to choose. So choose, which one of these guys do you want to die? So
Oh, he's
she
that
kind of,
pissed off that she wouldn't talk to him.
yeah. So now he's going to show up and murder people. So
Yeah.
she's in her own thoughts. She doesn't talk. She looks to Colossus. She's like, he's so sweet. He's so innocent. Wolverine, what do I do? She's like, he's so powerful. That laser blast vaporized a car. I don't think Colossus could stand that blast. Wolverine's smaller, lighter, faster. There's a chance he could survive. So, and then Storm says in her inner thoughts, she's like, Wolverine's looking at me. He knows. And so she just says, all right, I choose Wolverine. So the guy blasted Wolverine, sends him flying, but he kind of dove out of the way and just got his costume singed.
Oh man, that's a
But
great
in that
panel.
moment of indecision, Colossus picks up a tree, smashes it across the guy's jaw, and then he starts blasting with his hand. So Storm just starts, using her powers to keep him in the air. And the Wolverine says, just drop him, put him on the ground.
Yeah.
So then
Was
Wolverine
this
gets up.
was
And
this during Punisher War Journal when he was doing it? Because it definitely looks like that era of Jim
I
Lee.
think so. I mean, this book is
I love that
published
stuff.
in 89. So I think,
Okay. That's kind of one of my favorite eras of Jim Lee, so
it
I am digging
it
this stuff
looks,
a lot.
there's
Yeah.
some of my favorite art. I didn't realize this was Jim Lee until years later when I understood who Jim Lee was, and I was just flipping through the book. I'm like, oh my God, this is him.
Yeah. I gotta pick that up. That's awesome.
It
Who's
is
inking
great. So
it, by
now
the way?
Wolverine's like, all right, buddy, now you get to
Yeah.
choose. You can either die by my claws, or you can fry your own brains. And
Dude,
Storm's like
those
stopping
clouds that
him.
he's flying through too are so cool.
What's that?
The like circular clouds he's flying through.
Yes.
The way they're drawn in that panel is great.
Yeah. It's so good. And Storm, of course, stops him. She's like, look, he reached out to me. I ignored him. Let's not kill him. Maybe the professor can handle it. And so Wolverine's like, fine, just get him out of my face. And so Storm's like, I'm sorry, like, you understand why I had to pick you, right? He's like, yeah, good choice. And she's like, are you sure? He's like, forget it. And I'm going to go get a beer. And so the bad guy, he's like, looks like I won. Cause he's like, he destroyed her happy state of mind by forcing her friend. Like, she had to he forced a choice out of her to have to kill one of them. And So anyway, blah, blah, blah. So he's kind of a nothing bad guy, but I'm like, whatever happened to this dude?
Yeah, yeah, you
So
could totally bring him back.
yeah, so I know that's a long way to get into to say that talking about obscure characters. I'm like,
Yeah,
I've always thought about like, what happened to this guy? Let me do something with him. Maybe he shows up and tries to force Storm to make another terrible decision or something
yeah.
like that. I
Well,
don't
that's the
know.
stuff I loved about, like, like the Deadpool things Rob Liefeld was doing. I just wish he would have done it better. They're just like so crappy, but he has that like near photographic memory of like comics history and characters, and he could totally find all that stuff. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Mark Domowitz is back. He says, "Hey, Rob. I think you're on
Oh,
my
Mark,
chat,
what's
right?
up?
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry I can't see the chat, but
yeah.
how's it going, Mark?
Um, but yeah, man, I'm gonna have to pick that up then.
Yeah, you can always hit me up. It's Classic X-Men number 39. Because it's
Okay,
also
cool.
the story where Wolverine takes on the Hellfire Club soldiers and carves them up,
Okay.
after he got dropped into the sewer by
Yeah.
the whichever one of the Hellfire Club guys, the fat guy that can increase mass.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. Isn't that
such a great
Blob?
story. Yeah.
Isn't it just Blob?
Leland was his name.
Yeah.
Sorry, that turned into a little miniature comic review from my channel
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. No, that was cool. I like that. I really want to pick that up. I love old shit like that, especially with Jim Lee and stuff. There's
Yeah.
an old Punisher I have too. One of the Will Spartaccio ones.
Hmm.
And there's one where he's just walking down the street and it shows a crowd of people in the street. But when they go by, it actually has the X-Men walking by in the background in plain clothes. And it was the first time Wills ever drew the X-Men in any form. And they're just kind of hidden back there. And they're not real obvious. You can kind of just tell by their hairstyles and stuff. And they're
Yeah.
actually drawn very weird to how he ended up drawing the X-Men because his style, the style he drew it. But it's, his old Punisher style was a lot different than his X-Men style.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to see him draw them that early on, and I remember being so excited when I saw him draw it in his style too. I was like, "Whoa, yes!"
That's
Because
neat.
that
I
was like my
love
favorite comic at the time.
I love it when artists kind of do like little secret stuff like that. Like I'm just gonna throw this in the background and
Yeah,
not gonna say what it is, but
yeah, I gotta dig that up. That issue, it was so cool. It's one of his first like 10 Punisher ones he did. So, which that's kind of what got me into comics and drawing initially, anyways, is that stuff. Picked up Punisher number 8 at 7-Eleven, and I was like sold. Los
yeah.
Portacio, man. It was like that Wall Street Ninja story. I don't know if you remember that or not. But...
Yeah, see, I don't think I've heard of them, but I haven't actually seen any of those. That's something I want to get my hands on
Oh,
at
they're
some
awesome.
point. The
Yeah.
Punisher stuff I've heard
If
nothing
you
but
could
good things.
actually find one of the essential Punisher number 1, I think, or 2, that's a really cool to see it all in black and white.
That's now you're speaking my language.
Because it's Scott Williams and Will Spartaccio drawing it and inking. So,
Right.
and early on for both of them. And I think Wills might ink some of it himself too. And yeah, it was so cool. And that's when he did a really cool crossover with John Romita Jr. too, where Punisher meets Daredevil. And actually, hang on. Since we're doing look along, I'm gonna show you real quick. It's cool.
Do
He
it.
did a thing where there was a crossover with Daredevil, and they both did the same story in their issue that month, but they did one from Punisher's point of view and one from Daredevil's point of view, but the exact same story. And
That's
one was drawn by John
fascinating.
Romita Jr. Yes, one second.
That's fascinating. I've never heard of that.
Here we go. Yeah, it's Essential Punisher number 2. Zoom out a little here. So I can find it real quick. Oh, I have a bookmark right at it.
You got it right there.
Like look how he draws Daredevil's legs, man. That's what I was learning to draw from as a kid. Like, look at, I drew this face so many times in my own comics growing up, these two heads. I literally have drawings of old comic pages I drew when I was a teenager, and it's these two panels in it. And the way he drew them fighting over here, so hang on, let me scoot this. Them fighting over here. But so yeah, it's this thing where they're both chasing this let me see if I can, I mean, look at this page, dude. Look at that fucking badass Punisher, man.
You're making me want to. I'm gonna have to put this on my must-get list.
Yeah. Yeah, like, dude, these two panels here of them lifting. So, yeah, it's just kind of a one-off story. Like, this kid, he's like, I think he's dealing drugs to raise his daughter, and Punisher goes after him, wants to kill him, but then Daredevil's like, no, we must bring justice, put him in jail, not kill him. He has a daughter, or something like that, I think. Yeah, dude, the way he drew like suits and this is how I learned to draw like suits and button-up shirts. I still draw them this way with all the little wrinkles around the shoulders and stuff. It's
Right.
Oh man, yeah, all this stuff is so good. Like, look at that knife. It's the way he draws that lighting. God, this is prime Will Spartaccio. So look at that Daredevil butt right there. I mean,
Yeah.
can you?
And you said this is Scott Williams inking?
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yeah, Will Spartaccio, Scott. Oh yeah, look at this opening page, dude. I mean, fuck.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So then. Let me go through here. So in this essential edition, though, they printed the John Romita one after it. So let me show you real quick. There's this fight here with Daredevil and Punisher where he's kicking him here, he flips over, kicks him against the wall, and all this stuff. So then you have the exact same fight go here with John Romita Jr. drawing it. And it's John Romita Jr. with Al Williamson, which is like the prime John Romita Jr.
The Daredevil Man Without Fear, right?
Yeah, this was that era. Like this, I think this was right before the Inferno, which was like some of his best Daredevil work. And yeah, he just has a really good fight and storytelling, and yeah, look at this like 2-page kick with him. It's a really good issue too. I hated it when it came out because the style was so different.
Right.
But, you know, appreciating John Romita Jr. better now. And dude, look at this Al Williamson inking on these panels, man. This is so awesome. God, so gritty. So, and I love how John Romita Jr. drew the Kingpin in these days, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just massive. So, yeah.
Well, I'm sold.
Stuff. Yeah. I think, let me see. Well, yeah, there's probably a collected to get it as far as which Punisher issue. Oh, yeah, this was the very first comic book I ever bought. This Punisher cover with the Black Ninja. Punisher #9, actually, but it's part 2 of a 2-part story.
Yeah.
And yeah, this dude kill him at the end, dude.
Pataccio's like muscular anatomy. It borders on like almost being over rendered, but it's a balance of like, it's for what he does. It's perfect. It looks really cool.
Yeah. I mean, look at that arm, dude. This shit is
so
And he drew really good weapons and backgrounds always.
He's great with weapons and tech and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, of course, Wetworks, right?
Yeah. Look at this thing, you know. So, but yeah, let me go to the actual. I went back too far. Oh yeah, this cover is really cool too.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I've seen an image of them like tackling each other and like just the muscular anatomy. That is fantastic.
Yeah, that one's awesome. Yeah, look at that freaking anatomy.
It's like made up muscles, but I love it.
Yeah, and then look at this one by Romita Jr. At the time, I was like, ugh, compared to all the muscles, but this is actually amazing. Is those Al Williamson inks in that city down there too? And
yeah,
man, it's cool. So yeah, and here he is going up to that guy's apartment. Yeah, it's really cool to compare the two stories. It's fun. I wish they'd do that more. This is the only time I know that they've ever really done that in a comic. So
that's a neat idea.
This is another one I drew tons of times when I was learning to draw this picture. This is like one of the most iconic Punisher images in my opinion, and people don't know it.
I like the Punisher outfit. The original version that I think he was designed in, the one that I stuck with, was like black outfit, but white gloves, white boots, white bullet belt, and the bullet magazines made like part of the teeth of the skull.
Yeah. I know they did away with this middle part because people used to always write in the letter columns complaining. being like, he wouldn't be able to bend over correctly. It doesn't make sense. Like people write about that so often. I remember reading it all the time. I'm like, whatever.
That's the part that they're going to be hung up on in terms of the
Yeah,
realism. Is that
yeah, yeah.
you
So
remember the
it's stupid.
radioactive spider that bit a kid? Now he can lift up cars.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but that's Spider-Man. This is Punisher. He's realistic, man.
Yeah. All right.
And he can flex in his outfit. Yeah, so dumb. Absolute Batman is turning out trippy. But I like it because it's not what I'd normally draw, so that's what I want.
Yeah.
Not sure how it's gonna turn out. Shoot, I just made a mistake. That's all right. I have to draw his axe, actually, not his arm. I can fix that later. Let's see. Yeah, Batman's outfit is so crazy. He has his chest emblem comes off and attaches to this retractable kind of staff, and it becomes an axe. So his
Okay,
bat
because
symbol is it's like armor, and it becomes an axe too.
I've seen the big blocky square bat symbol shape, and I was kind of like, I don't like it because it's barely identifiable as a bat. But I remember
Yeah,
thinking, like, I bet there's a reason for this, and I'll have to see what happens in the story, and that makes
yeah,
sense.
it's an axe. So yeah. So how was Halloween with the kiddos? Did you clean up on candy?
Actually, no. My neighborhood here, there's not a lot of participation,
Mm,
unfortunately. I'm not quite sure why. And it made me feel even worse because my boys were saying when their mom was, they're getting together at their mom's neighborhood, the streets were just packed with kids, according to them. I'm like, oh, your mom should have taken you trick or treating so you can have like an actual experience. Because we walked around our neighborhood and, we're not walking up to houses that, we're looking for places that have decorations up to make it look like they're
mm,
inviting it. And only about a third of the place in the area that we walked actually had like Halloween decorations up because
mm.
the other places, I'm not going to like, no, we're not going to bother them. They don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, they'd at least have
So,
a pumpkin or something to make
yeah.
it
So I was
obvious you
like,
can go there.
yeah, let's skip this one. And my youngest one was, I don't know if you saw the picture. He's a little IRS agent.
Yeah, that's funny. I like
He
that.
he just picked it up from online somewhere, and he just started going around like jokingly telling people, "Pay your taxes." And I guess his mom thinks it's funny, and so I don't know. However, they kind of come up with the ideas like, "Let's make you dress up as an IRS taxman,"
Yeah.
and everyone's saying that's scarier than a monster. I'm like, I know, right? And then
True.
we went driving later on the next day. And so my little boy put on his glasses and his hat, and he's sitting in the front seat next to me. And so he made a point, like when he pulled up to a stoplight, he looked out the window with his glasses and his hat on. He just stared at this dude. And the guy looked over and he just busted up laughing. He rolled down his window. He's like, that's awesome.
That's awesome. That is
I'm like,
awesome.
and he's like, Daddy, he thought I was funny. I'm like, he's right. It's pretty hilarious. Because he gets this dead serious look on his face. I'm like,
That's awesome.
oh, sweet little boy. His weird sense of humor.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to like borrow his hat and just wear it to work one day and just have people like, wait, what? What the hell are you? What? It's my son's Halloween costume.
It's I wonder if it's I know during COVID a lot of people started doing like bumper trick or treat things where they'll like circle the bumpers around and just have like a
Oh
big
yeah.
group for the kids to walk around. And I know even before that, just for safety, they'd like do it at the school where they
Yeah.
set up a whole bunch of booths around the school to like go trick or treat at and stuff. So I wonder if that's
Trunk
what's
or treat,
happening.
they'd call them.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, because a couple people at work were talking about that. They don't have anybody in their neighborhood because it's all trunk or treat. I don't get them in my neighborhood either, but we're on a really steep hill and it's near a busy street, so it's definitely
Yeah.
a safe trick or treating area. Yeah, and it'd be too difficult anyway. Like if I were in a costume, I'm not walking up the hill. My hill has steps for the sidewalk. That's how steep
Oh,
it
geez.
is.
Yeah,
So
that's some significant upgrade.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you saw Instagram today, but I posted a picture of my same young boy. I couldn't find him, so I went looking for him, and he was in my art room here, sitting at my desk drawing.
Oh, I did. Right before I came on, I saw that. That
So
was
I
cool.
snapped a picture of him, like, you sweet little kid, just
Yeah.
sitting there. So then I
I
just
tried to
started
zoom
asking.
in on the paper to see if I could see what he's drawing.
I know.
It's
So
pretty
well,
cool.
so you'll get to, because I then turned on a video and just started recording. I said, "Tell me about this." And so he sits down, he starts explaining about this. It's a video game character, and goes on and on about all this nonsense about it. And he always kind of wants to like do something for the people on the YouTube to see. So I'm like, all right, well, let's make a video. Talk about your drawing. So I made a little 6-minute video, and then I'm sitting here listening to him regurgitate all this lore of this whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember the scene. I'm sure you will, in Ghostbusters, when Louis Tully is possessed. He's the key master,
Yeah.
and so the Ghostbusters have him. And so he starts explaining all this, like, it's in the third rectification of the Voldrani, the blah blah
Oh
blah
yeah.
blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna like take my son just going on and on. I'm gonna have it fade into Louis Tully, like saying that
Awesome.
nonsense, and then
Yeah.
fade back into him talking.
Clothor the barbarian. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of people died in the flaming heat of
Yeah.
the beast. That day, I can tell you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so, but I was trying to make him happy. Like, "Hey, Dad, can we make a video for your YouTube?" I'm like, "Sure. Let's
Yeah.
talk about your
I mean,
what
you
is
even
this
have the
thing you're
phone
drawing?"
out for reference next to him.
I know, right? Isn't he a great little like artist? I'm
Yeah.
like, here, he had that workout. I'm like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. So I got to just put that together. I'm not going to make it like an actual video of the day that I do, but I'll just throw it out as an extra.
Yeah.
It's only 6 minutes long,
That'll be cool.
so I'll edit some Ghostbusters into it. And
Yeah. That's a great comparison. Oh, Mark, you said that was a pretty nice photo. Also, your drawing area is pretty nice. Which one are you talking about? I missed that. It was from a couple minutes ago.
let's see. I'm pulling up the comment section.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess I see we talk about the picture of my kid at the table and being able to see my drawing area, which I look at it, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
it's such a mess. But every time I try to organize it, I end up like cleaning up one area. But to clean it up, I have to like pull all this shit out of the way, and then I kind of organize this area. But then I got all this stuff scattered out, and then I like move on for the day. I'm like, okay, I'll get back to it, and I never do. And so it's just there's piles of like, I'll get back to this eventually.
I didn't notice it as being. I didn't notice that about it. That was messy or anything. I kind of maybe what Mark saw too. I just noticed like all the cool art on the wall in front of you, like for inspiration and.
Oh yeah.
So.
Bunch of Mark Silvestri and Adam Hughes right in front of me. There's a little painting that my son did. In fact, I'll show it right here. It's if you can see that.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that before. You used it as your logo kind of, right? Isn't that where it came from?
For a school project, I don't know what the request was, but he showed me he brought that home when he got to come visit me, and I'm like, I didn't identify what it is at first, but he's like, it's the symbol of your YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, it's the Ghost Rider skull. and
Yeah.
he paints "I love you, Dad" on it, and so I'm like, that's going right in front of my desk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've even thought about just making my actual YouTube symbol that,
Yeah.
you know, but I don't want
Do
to.
I guess you don't have a computer, but if you had like a little logo at the intro to all your videos, you could put it in there
Yeah.
too.
I was kind of worried about like messing with brand recognition. You know, I've got that
Oh yeah.
skull, and it's just using the Mark Texera Ghost Rider glow in the dark cover, if you know that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I just screenshotted it when I did a review of it, and I'm like, I kind of like the way that looks. I'll just use it for my YouTube channel 2.5 years ago, and I'm like, should I be using another professional artist work as my like
I think for that
symbol?
stuff you can. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mark said he was talking about your kid at the drawing table, and he likes that you have a whole space for drawing with the drawing table and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I've got this little tiny room that's it's barely big enough to hold all the stuff I got on here, especially with the YouTube channel and all the comics I dig out,
Yeah.
just buried under stuff like you can't really see, but it's a working space. There's shelves and art supplies and papers and comics and art. And, it's a
I'm always doing the same too with like I get these huge stacks of books that build up because like I'll pull out a couple, then I'll pull out a couple more, then I'll pull a couple more, and then before I know it, I have like three stacks of books like on my desk off to the side of it. So it's building up on the floor. Then I have to like take, an entire afternoon to like organize it and get it all back on the shelves and stuff for back in
yep.
the comic boxes and stuff. And it's like I just did it last night. It took me like a couple hours to like kind of clear up some space. And actually, I was going through grabbing some books too for that ringside comic swap. I posted on there the first time, and
I saw that you're putting up some stuff on there. I was like,
yeah.
oh shit, does he have anything I want? And there was one thing I was thinking about. I can't remember what it was, but I was like,
Yeah, I was wondering if I should maybe show you first, give you dibs, but it didn't seem like anything was super interesting in there though, except for maybe that Ascension thing, but I don't know, it wasn't really great. But I have some other stuff that I'll maybe show you beforehand.
yeah. There was something that I was like, for half a second, I'm like, hey, I can't remember what it was, but I'm like, I either have it or it's not
It's the
the
Brian Hitch stuff.
yeah, you had the Authority, at least one
Oh yeah,
collection of
yeah,
that. I can't wait to get into those. I've got all of those books. I
yeah.
was hardcore into that stuff.
Hey, what's up, Cruff? Cruff's this dude who follows me on Twitch. Actually, he's just showed up. So he draws comics too.
Awesome.
Okay.
One of us.
Yes, one of us.
But speaking of my kids, I might need to jump off here and go like interact
Yeah.
with them for a bit so they don't feel like daddy just spends all his time drawing and talking to people on the internet and he hates his own children.
Yeah, that's cool. We can wrap up too.
I'm like, I promise you, sons, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, it's early morning for Cruff. He's way over. Sorry, where did you say you're from, Cruff? You're not Indonesia. Where was it again? Sorry. I'm so bad at remembering that stuff. He's across the planet from us. Actually, remember? Oh yeah, Malaysia. Um, Remember I told you someone drew fan art of Punish a while back?
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah.
the first time? Yeah, he's the one who drew it. I still gotta post that up,
Awesome.
but it was awesome to get my first fan art of Punish, so he's number one.
It's always a big day when somebody's like, I want to draw your characters.
Yeah, for
Really?
sure. He drew it with his character. Yeah, so I want to post it up once I start working on Punish again. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, I was gonna wrap up by like 4 to 4:30 as well. So because got some stuff to do with the waifu before she leaves to work. She's got to go to work and sit what they call couch, where she sits there for 4 hours wondering if they'll call her. She's at the airport sitting around in this like lounge area for the flight attendants, waiting to see if they'll call her to go work a flight. So she's just could get called, be like, "All right, you got 5 minutes to get up to this plane, and you're working a 2-day trip to like." I don't know, Guatemala or something. So she got to go to Guatemala a couple days ago, but sometimes it's just like an overnight to Newark or something too. It just it is exciting. So.
That's got to be frustrating. I get the nature of that kind of job kind of makes that have to happen sometimes, but that's got to be.
It's just part of the the build up to over time, you get like eventually you get what they call a line where you can kind of make your own schedule and you aren't like stuck with doing that. You know, it's like your first few years you're kind of stuck doing that stuff, but as you gain seniority over the years, you kind of
Sure.
get out of that stuff and kind of make your own schedule, pick better trips and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so just it's like paying your dues for a while.
Sure.
But yeah, sometimes she gets lucky too and gets like she got to go to Guatemala, she's gone to Hawaii sometimes, or international trips. So, but yeah. So in case she gets a flight, she's gone for a couple days. I'm gonna hang out a little bit before she goes. So, but yeah, oh yeah, Lucifer the Shadow is Cruff's character that he drew with Punish. So that was cool. All right, dudes. Well, sorry that you just got here, Cruff, but we're gonna be wrapping up here. How long have we been going? I haven't even paid attention. I think
hour and a half,
maybe. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, almost exactly an hour and a half, actually. So, but yeah, this Batman's turning out pretty interesting. It kind of reminds me of like, well, you can tell we were looking at the Jim Lee stuff because Jim Lee used to like render and put these little circles in his muscles here.
Yeah, I know the circles. Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, it feels like McFarlane a little bit to me too. I don't know. But I like
I think he stole that from Barry Windsor Smith.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think he's talked about that too. All those guys stole all that cross hatching from Barry Windsor Smith and stuff.
Yeah.
So more co-streams in the future, please. Yeah, we want to start doing it again. Chuck was supposed to be with us today too, but he was kind of worried there'd be drama with talking about Absolute Batman, so, which I figured I could just draw something else or just ignore and block people if they start bringing up the political drama. But
yeah,
either way, we'll do it next time and
yep,
a less controversial character. But yeah, these are fun though. And Mark and we're thinking about doing a co-stream too coming up with Nadius over in Australia too, because we did one a few months back right before all my overtime started, and that was pretty fun. So
yeah, those are some good guys.
Well. Yeah, they're fun to hang with. So
I mean, not Mark. Mark sucks, but
yeah, no, I just meant Nadius. But since Mark is here, I didn't want to. I was gonna tell you off stream, but
yeah, wait, but I just throw it out there.
Yeah. But yeah, so God, we should just get a whole jam going. Like, I'll send everybody the link, and like Mark, Nadius, Chuck, you, what's his name doing the Kickstarter? He should jump in with this.
Mitch, yeah.
Yeah. I backed his Kickstarter, and I said that you sent me. I wrote on the comments. It's like Rob sent me here.
That's good. I mean, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I want to.
I like his sense of humor.
So oh yeah.
I'm liking it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
Cool. All right. Well, here we go, peeps.
Okay.
I'm gonna end it here too. So thanks for hanging out, everyone, and thanks for jumping in, Rob. This was fun.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, sir.
Cool, man. Catch y'all later.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.